When you come to a crossroad and run into the winner and the quitter in you, listen to the winner. The quitter will never take you down the road you want to travel. I believe we all have a winner in us. There is a winner inside of you. Sometimes we just have been around negativity for way too long, developed the mindset of a winner. The truth is, most people give up on their dream. Most people give up on their dream to live the average lifestyle. But it really doesn't matter what most people do. What do you do? Because you are different. You will never give up on your dream. You will never not listen to the average. You will always listen to the winner in you. You will believe in yourself when no one else does. You will believe in yourself when you have no reason to believe, and you will never, ever quit. I know some of you are going through a rough time right now. Some of you are going through the fight of your life, fighting for your future, fighting for your career, fighting for your family. Some of you are fighting for your life. And I'm telling you, don't quit. Do not give in. I know life can be tough. I know life can wear you down. But if you just stick it out, even if you don't get the result, you will find the character you show will be your reward. The fighting spirit you develop will be the reward, and it will serve you well for the rest of your life. Fight for what you want now, or fight against what you don't want later. You choose. Don't you dare quit. Don't you dare settle. Don't you dare get back down. Not today or any other day. When the tough moments come, never forget you are in that moment writing your own legacy. In that tough moment, you are setting the standard for your character. Do you have the character? Well, do you? When you come to a crossroad and run into the winner and the quitter in you, listen to the winner. When you make a commitment to yourself, you make sure you see it through. Never, ever quit. Even if you don't get the result, you will find the character you show will be your reward. Don't you dare quit. Don't you dare ever settle, and don't you dare ever back down. Fight for what you want or fight against what you don't want at a later time. And always know that God is right there with you. Just allow God to guide and direct you, and you will always be a winner. My name is Ralf Friedrichs. I'm an addiction recovery coach, a life coach, and the host of this show, the Take Your Life Back Today radio show, also to be seen on YouTube channel, Take Your Life Back Today show as a video version. We spoke yesterday about the survival tips on dealing with an addict. Today, when you love or hate an addict, you can recover too. Why should we try to understand the underlying demons of an addict? I'm myself an optimist. Or I should say I'm optimistic about the future of addiction recovery. Ongoing research into brain has led to new understandings in prevention, identification, treatment, and relapse reduction. At 57 years old, I am just grateful that I've lived long enough to feel a part of the fighting chance that now exists. In the spirit of this perseverance, I want to share a letter that I received, or I should say an email that I received from a person who experienced a transformation while reading The Craving Brain. Knowledge is the power when it is combined with meaning, and particularly so when it's combined with hope, the four-letter magic word. Thank you, Mr. Patrick Ryan, for sharing your words with me. I know that there are others who have experienced a similar change when they've come to understand the nature of addiction. And I know that they are much more desperate to find their way to a place you are now. You have put the "You Can Be Here" mark on the map. The following is a guest email sent by Mr. Patrick Ryan. I grew up hating alcoholics, and for a good reason. Although my father was a doctor, he was never able to rid himself of this terrible addiction to alcohol. Largely as a result of his drinking, my 5 siblings and I were permanently scarred by extreme poverty and the social ills that go with being poor. I never went to camping, or I never went camping when all my acquaintances did, basically. I had no friends. One summer, I had no shoes. From 77 to 82, ages 9 through 14, I lived through 5 Boston winters, walking up to 2 miles to school without proper winter clothes. Until I was 18, I did not have health insurance. My mother was emotionally absent, but it was my father who was responsible for all this because of the insidious control of alcohol and his own meanness. While we lived in poverty, he once flew to Ireland on the Concorde. Can you believe that? He was a jerk. There is no doubt. My contempt for my father, however, has begun to melt. I am a doctor now, and a while ago I began volunteering with an organization, Jobs for Life, that helps homeless people get jobs. The person to whom I was assigned was an alcoholic. As I came to know him and other addicted men in this program better, I started to feel love and empathy for them, something that I had not for my father. One night, as I was walking back to my car after a Jobs for Life meeting, I found myself crying and asking, why could I feel empathy for these men who were strangers to me and not for my own father who raised us the way they did? That sorry person, I thought, he could not have done any better than he did. My father was an alcoholic by virtue of his family, Irish drunks, his geography, Ireland, and his economic status, son of a poor grade school teacher. This moment nudged me down the road to forgiveness, but it was reading a book by my medical colleague, Andy Spickard, that really helped me see things differently. His book, The Craving Brain, Science, Spirituality, and the Road to Recovery is the first thing that I have ever read about alcoholism that doesn't make excuses for addicts, but instead burrows down into the science of the chemical and pharmacological changes in the addicted brain. It rides the razor's edge of showing empathy for addicts and helping them take responsibility for their own action. Andy wrote his book with a recovering addict, James B., and writer Barbara Thompson. James tells us how he just barely got through what must have been really horrible days in his early recovery. Then, slowly, cautiously, one careful step at a time, he reestablished himself in the brotherhood of the living. Perfectly meshed with James' tale of fall and ascension are Andy's descriptions of what is happening in the addict's brain. These physiological explanations affirmed for me that my father really was never in his right mind, not ever in my lifetime. More importantly, he could not have been expected to make many, if any, rational decisions. Together, Andy and James showed me how incredibly hard quitting drinking and using other drugs must be. I understood now why so many people fail, and why my father failed. If only he were alive so I could talk all this over with him and find out what his demons were. Surely he felt extreme shame and guilt, and the other emotions that all the addicts share. But I would like to know why he got started in the first place. When did he think it was past the point of no return? The dead hold the answers to so many questions. Instead of being so damn angry at my father before he died, I wish I had possessed the spirituality maturity to try to understand him and to forgive him. I pray that some person like me will see this video by Ralf Friedrichs and read his book to talk to their loved ones before they die. It could make such a difference and prevent decades of unnecessary malevolence toward a person who cannot help themselves. I urge you to listen to Ralf Friedrichs, he writes. Call him at 844-405-HELP, because he always tells you, together we can help each other take our lives back. I could have tried to help my father, he writes. A simple smile to a total stranger goes a long way. Thank you so much for sending that email to us, and we take it to heart. May God bless you, may God bless your father, and may God bless everyone watching this morning. And we will talk to you all real soon. God bless you, and take good care of yourselves. Take care now, and bye-bye.
you.